Hello students, today I'll start the lesson with the topic cost of capital. Let's begin with the meaning. What do you mean by cost of capital? Cost of capital is the annual payment payable by a company on the long-term securities issued. It may be the dividend payable on ownership funds, or it may also be the annual interest payable on the debt securities. Ownership funds like equity shares or preference shares, debt securities like debentures or bonds. What's the definition of cost of capital? According to John J. Hampton, cost of capital is the rate of return the firm requires from investment in order to increase the value of the firm in the marketplace. The most important components of cost of capital listed below. They are cost of equity, cost of preference shares, and cost of debt. Cost of debt includes the debentures and bonds. First, I'll take the cost of equity. What do you mean by cost of equity? It is the annual cost payable by the company on its equity shares. Originally, it was considered to be dividend per share. The dividend is declared at a certain percentage on the face value of the shares. There are three different models of computation of cost of equity. They are dividend yield method, dividend growth method, and earning price ratio method. I'll go with the first one, that is dividend yield method. You can calculate the cost of capital under dividend yield method by applying this particular formula, that is KE is equal to D divided by P into 100. Now, D means what here? Dividend per share. KE means what? The cost of equity. P means it is a market price or net proceeds received on the issue of shares. So, you know the meaning of cost of capital. I already explained. It is the return the market expects on its investment in equity shares of the company. And here the return, it is return or the dividend or the benefits to the shareholders, but at the same time it is the cost of capital to the company. So when you are dividing the dividend per share by the market price of the equity shares, you can calculate or you can get the cost of equity capital under the dividend yield method. But one important point you should note, when the company is issuing the shares, means initial public offer, the shares are not listed. Hence, there is no market price, there is no P value. So, in such a case, P represents the net proceeds received on the issue of shares. You should apply this particular formula to calculate the P value. So, what is the formula? Net proceeds per shares is equal to total proceeds minus issue expenses divided by number of shares issued. Now, issue expenses include underwriting commission, fee of merchant banker, brokerage, printing expenses, banker's commission, and all other expenses. Now, I'll read out one problem, then we will solve. Show Off Limited issued 1 lakh ordinary shares of rupees 10 at a discount of 10%. Share issue expenses amounted to rupees 50,000. It expected to pay dividend at 17% for the current year. Calculate the cost of equity shares. Under which method? Under the dividend yield method. What is the formula we should apply? The cost of equity or KE is equal to D divided by P into 100. What is the D here? Dividend per share. How to calculate the dividend per share here? So, you have to apply this formula. Dividend per share is equal to face value into percentage of dividend. In this problem, face value they are given, it is 10. and percentage of dividend they are given here, that is 17%. Now face value 10 into 17% is equal to rupees 1.70 is a dividend per share. Now we want the P. See the problem, here they are not given the P value directly. What we should do? We have to calculate the P value by using this particular formula. What is the formula? Net sale proceeds per share, or P, is equal to total sale proceeds minus issue expenses divided by number of shares issued. Now how to calculate this total sale proceeds? Total sale proceeds is equal to number of shares issued into share price. Now first we have to calculate this total sale proceeds by using this formula, number of shares issued. So in this particular problem, number of shares issued, that is 1 lakh they are given in the problem. Okay. Now into share price. The share price they are given, that is 10. So now take this 1 lakh into 10. But in this particular problem, they are given the share of rupees 10 at a discount of 10%. What we should do? First we have to take the discount. We have to deduct the discount. So share price is 10. On that 10, we have to take the 10%. Then it is equal to 1. Now 10 minus 1, it is equal to rupees 9. So we calculated the share price and the number of share issued is 1 lakh. Then multiplied it. Number of shares issued is 1 lakh into 9, it is equal to rupees 9 lakh. Now the total sale proceeds is equal to 9 lakh. Now what we want? Issue expenses, that is 50,000 they are given in the problem. So 9 lakh minus 50,000 divided by number of shares issued, that is 1 lakh they are given in the problem, that is equal to rupees 8.50. Means the P is equal to 8,50,000 divided by 1 lakh, it is equal to rupees 8.50. Finally, we can calculate the cost of equity is equal to D divided by P into 100. So dividend per share we calculated 1.70 divided by P value we calculated 8.50 into 100. So we will get 20% is the cost of equity capital under dividend yield method. Thank you.